Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Brey radio show on this Valentine's Day. Big crowd here. What better way to celebrate Valentine's Day?
A lot of dates.
Than with Coach Brey and Rex Pfluger. I mean, I can't think of a better way to do it. And I want to start by taking you back to Sunday.
Yeah.
6 minutes left in the first half against Georgia Tech. Your team has scored 8 points. Your team has missed 25 of its first 29 shots. What is Coach Brey thinking on the bench?
Here we go again. I mean, it's been a little bit of a revolving door with that scene where we've just not been able. We were moving the ball great against their zone.
Defending.
I thought, thank God we guarded. They didn't get away from us too bad, but we got pretty good looks, and we just couldn't, find any rhythm there. And then we found a little bit at the end of the half. And then the second half, we scored 46 points, and we're moving the ball well. And so, that's kind of been who we are, though. Finding an offensive rhythm. We did it close to the whole game at Boston College, but that's kind of been really the only time we've been able to find that offensive rhythm. So we continue to keep searching. We're starting a little bit different group. This group started at Boston College. They're 2-1. With Nick in the lineup and, with a win at Boston and a win the other day, lost to Miami. But we like how they move and they get us looks, and we're going to keep plugging and see if we can get a run going.
Now, whenever Notre Dame wins, Jonathan Cotton of the Fighting Irish media staff puts together a feature that we put on all our online sites like Twitter and Watch and D called Rise Together. You can see it on the Coaches Show this week's too. And what you'll see for the Georgia Tech one is Rex Pfluger in one of the huddles, basically encouraging his guys, giving advice. So he has become kind of an assistant coach for your team this year. So what are you thinking at that same point with 8 points scored and only 6 minutes left in the half?
At first I thought it was only 8 minutes left, so I was like, oh, wow, we need to start putting points up on the board. But realistically,
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes. But realistically, I think everybody on the team was doing a good job moving the ball, getting into the gaps, and we were getting open shots, just nothing was really falling for us. And so, moving forward, I kind of take my position as captain on the team, and I kind of integrate it into what you would call an assistant coach. But mostly I'm just saying things that I would normally say when I'm on the court. But now I can actually get a different perspective from the game. I'm usually on the court, and I can see things. But being off, you can really see a lot of different tendencies because you can focus on all 5 guys at the same time, and you can see what the defense for the other team is doing, what they're doing offensively. So I kind of just try to think about what I see during it, and it's so funny because I feel like Coach Brey and I usually say something that he'll say, either if it's right before or after him, and I just every time I what he said. Sometimes I don't even need to say it.
But I've also said what he said, and I thought one of the things he was really good with, I get to the huddles, the media huddles a little later because I'm talking to the assistants, and he's already in the huddle. And he was really good with our guys, especially when we were struggling there the first 15 minutes, and just hang in there. And our guys were good. They weren't panicking. They were just, we've lived with these droughts. It's kind of who we've been, and we just kind of see if we can work ourselves out of it and get on a little bit of a run. But he was really good with kind of helping them and talking to them. And that's interesting to hear. When he's sitting there now, you can see a lot more when you're sitting over there.
The proof will be when you get back on the floor next season. But do you think you will be a better player because of this forced sideline season where you are around the team and part of the activities, but you haven't been able to play? You have had to watch.
I think most definitely, honestly, because not only do I get to see more of the game and I can learn about different things that I can do and implement into my game, but also I get a greater appreciation for the game. Sometimes when you get in the mess of the whole season, you sometimes lose your love for the game of basketball. Not all the way dwindled, but you kind of think about, oh my gosh, this is so tough, especially when you go on a losing streak and everything. So I know when I come back, I'm super eager just to get back on the court, and I'm excited because it reminds me about all the reasons why I started playing basketball, and I just can't wait to keep playing as hard as I can every single game.
Now, we're going to put the first half to rest here, but I do want to give people some perspective. Back on February 2nd, an NC State team that was ranked, that shot very well against you, scored 24 points in a home loss to Virginia Tech. They were 9 of 54 from the floor for the game at home. There seems to be more talented teams nowadays, this is extreme. But having droughts like this, what do you think it is? It is just a weird year, or is it athleticism? Is it the way the kids are brought up, what they're working on in grade school and high school?
And I think it happens at home more often than not. NC State's did, and, you saw us. I almost feel sometimes when you're at home, you feel the weight of the world. And, when you're missing 10 in a row, you can actually feel your crowd going, oh, no. And it kind of tightens up the whole building.
You can actually hear it.
No, you can, and I don't blame them because, so it almost, for example, the other night when Louisville blew that lead, you could feel the whole building get nervous and panic. And, sometimes when you play on the road, you're just loose and going for it and trying to, I think more and more that is going to happen. There are some really good defenses. There's no question about it. And they seem to happen a little more in February, more so. Guys, you got a little bit of fatigue going on. You got maybe a little bit of burnout on the routine sometimes, which is your challenge as a coach to keep it fresh and keep it interesting. But I actually said in two of the huddles when we only had 8 and 6 points was, we're going to win the ugliest game in the history of college basketball.
He did say that.
We're just trying to find, this is
going to... He said it to the fans after the game.
Yeah, it's going to be, the score may be 45-42, but if we get a league win, we'll take it, right,
no
guys?
Style points.
And guys are like, yeah, we'll take it. So, for us to get, what did we have, 69? 69. 79?
You had 69 points.
We
you had
scored
24
69.
in the first, 45 in the second.
For us to get to 69 points after seeing that 6 and 8 on the board for a while, I'm amazed.
Well, and it all changed when Nate Leshevsky hit a big three, and then you suddenly hit 6 of your next 8 shots. So you went from ice-cold Arctic to red hot. Is it just something that just it gives you the little boost?
Yeah, I think sometimes one guy can get you jump-started. One of the things, Nate had 19 in Atlanta, and we put him in the corner against that zone, and he was able to get looks, and he only made 1, but he had 4 great looks early, and then he had actually a cut down the baseline. He had 5, scoring 5. He had 5 points off the bench. That was like getting 15 off the bench in a regular game. Yeah. 5 points was a lot of points in the first half of that game. So he gave it. But one guy can get you going sometimes. A 3, a great play, sometimes a great defensive play in transition gets you going.
You're down 1 going into the half, but as a player, what did Nate Leshevsky's get that shot out of here block on DeVoe as he drove for a layup before the buzzer, and Nate blasted it 4 rows into the stands? Did that fire you guys up going in the locker room?
Yeah, I think it really did. It kind of capped it off after a really great end to second half because I thought we were flowing really well those last 6 minutes. I don't know how many points we put up. I think we put up like 18 or 16 or something like that. And I just could see our guys being more confident. Yep. And I could see it once that, like you guys were talking about, Nate, once he came in, and those 5 points were very critical to the game and to our mentality going forward. Because our type of guys is like when we see the ball go in, for some reason we get an extra surge of confidence. So when we see one other guy score the bucket, then our other guys are like, okay. It's almost like I could see that. It's like, oh, he's doing it. I can do that too. And we kind of get our momentum from that. So every single game we got to get jump-started from some player. And I think it's going to be a different player every single game.
Before you joined us as a co-host, Coach and I have talked a lot, both on the radio show and the TV show, about it seems every night 2 guys scored. All year, 2 guys have scored, but that's been it. The denominator in the 2 wins in the last 3 games is 4 guys have been in double figures, which really has been the hallmark of your program. 5 has been a welcome exception, but you almost always, when you're rolling, you have 4, and you ended up with 4 in this game because you had a lot of guys shoot the ball in the second half, led by T.J. Gibbs, who had 18 points in the second half, 20 points overall, 5 assists, 4 steals. His best conference performance of the year. And
much needed for him. I think for him, he has felt the weight of the world because he wants his team to do well. And in defense of him, he's had to manage and lead and figure out a lot of different chemistries. We're going one way, and he certainly misses this guy. This was his sidekick,
and he says that, by the way.
Another veteran guard. But then, we're going down the road, and then we're playing this way, and this young guy's playing well, and this young guy's not playing as well. So I think for him, it's been, there's been a lot on his plate, and he wants it so bad. And one of the things I talked to him about on Saturday was you have to smile while you play because he's got such an electric smile. And I said, I'm going to smile at you. I mean, you gotta find some ways to smile and just.
Because you turned into an assistant coach on Saturday.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
and had a little separate coaching session down in the pit where you just brought just you and TJ.
We brought him down, and we shot a little bit and spent some time with him, and we didn't shoot any threes. You know, it was just shooting 15-footers and seeing the ball go in. But it was more a little bit just spending time with him. Like you got to enjoy it. And so if I'm telling you that, I got to practice what I preach. We're going to smile at each other. The biggest chuckle we got, and maybe this is a little bit of how the season has gone, he gets to steal and he's going for a breakaway layup, and he fumbles the ball. And it comes all the way back around and he throws in a three. And we both looked at each other and said, you got to be kidding me. You know, and I mean, that's, you know, we'll take it. But is that just the drama, all the different stuff we dealt with? And we both looked at each other and just laughed and rolled our eyes, which I think was great for him. Yep. And so, and again, I think he and Prentice played well together. Like those two guys, they scored in Boston. When those two guys are doing stuff and scoring, making plays, and Prentice is really doing a heck of a job for us. We are asking a lot out of a young guy. But when those two are in their rhythm, then we got a chance against anybody.
Yet they had 35 against BC combined. They had 33 combined against Georgia Tech, and they were both dishing out assists, 6 assists between the two of them against BC, 8 against Georgia Tech. I do think you could probably get away with 3 double-figure scorers if 2 of them are your guard.
Those two guys. Well, you know, we've been blessed through the years with really good guards. And through the, you know, I rattle them off and think about them. And those two guys, when they get into their rhythm, you know, they're reminiscent of some of the guards we've had. Now, again, you know, that's what Rex was. You know, when Rex was healthy, we had 3 guys in the top 10 of the ACC in assist to turnover. That's like almost unheard of. That's how good the 3 of them, 2 of them are still there, you know. And Dane is growing in that role. He's still learning it. But when you have guards that are good with it and find the right people and then score when they're open, man, that's just a heck of a weapon.
Now, later on, you'll see Nick Jogo run the Fast Break live, but we've changed it on the TV show. This year, it's the Players Fast Break, where the players ask each other questions. And this week's TV show, which will air first on WNDU this weekend, and then it's posted online and all across the country, is TJ asking Rex questions. And it's the best one of the year so far, and they've all been pretty good. If they come out not so good, we don't put them on. But talk about how close the two of you guys have gotten overall. It was clear that you can needle each other all you want, and it doesn't matter, and how you're trying to help him. Because in all honesty, guys, no one who you hadn't had to do it by yourself. TJ you hadn't had to be the main leaders before, and now suddenly you did. You lose one captain to a transfer, then they lose you. John gets added after the season has begun. No one had been the leader before. So how are you trying to help him do that?
Well, you know, I think like the best relationships are formed, you know, when it starts off kind of bad. You know, first of all, TJ comes in and we're both kind of competing for time in certain spots in his freshman year, my sophomore year. So we were kind of butting heads all that time. And I think that time actually made us respect each other more and more. So when it came to sophomore year, my junior year, we really started to become a lot closer. We started hanging out outside of basketball a lot more. We started getting a lot more personal. Our families got a lot closer. So I see TJ Gibbs as one of my brothers for life. And I think, you know, when I went down and he came up to me, he's like, man, I don't know if I could do this without you. I'm like, and I told him, I was like, yes, you can. You're a strong man. You come from a strong family, and you're a great basketball player, and he's a great leader. So everything he's been doing, you know, he's been fighting through all this backlash from the media from him not playing too well. But I think he's been playing great given the circumstances with everything's going. So our relationship is great. You know, I'm always there for him. He comes over to me sometimes in the games and asks me what I see in terms of him and what he can do to get going. And I try to give him my input. But realistically, he's just a great basketball player, and he's just got to trust himself.
Right, it is what it is. It's a cliche, but the injuries, the transfers, the personnel changes, it is what it is. You can't keep talking about it, and you don't. You can't keep bringing it up. But when you look at this, Prentice Hub hadn't played really for 15 months, missed all of his senior year of high school. DJ Harvey, he looks healthy. He didn't get cleared to play until October. you can't keep bringing it up, but people look at DJ, same thing, and say, well, is he, I was asked twice, isn't he a disappointment this year? And you look at what he's battling through, and then against Georgia Tech, 18 points, 8 rebounds, and he just looked different out there.
Well, you know, when he rebounds and sticks his nose in there and really competes, that helps him. I think his frame of mind in the last, week to 10 days has been better than it's been since he's been here, where he's and I know it because he's not forcing any plays. He's passed the ball better. He's not forced any stuff for the most part. And he's taken some pressure off himself too, like I got to be back this year and I got to be just let's relax. And I think Ryan Humphrey spent a lot of time with him the day after the Boston College game because he wasn't very good in that game, and we finished the game with him on the bench, and I thought he reacted well to that talk and has kind of taken a deep breath, and again the other night, he's got 8 rebounds, he's up on the offensive board, he was good with the ball, he's not forcing stuff for the most part, made a big 3 to get us a 5-point lead, and that kind of was the one that gave us breathing room. So, but he's a work in progress too. He and Prentice are works in progress. We've thrown a lot of guys to the Wolves, the ACC Wolves to be specific, and they've been sunk a couple times. Every now and then they swim, but it's a heck of a challenge for them, and we're just going to keep teaching and helping them and getting them to bounce back. But I told him the other day at Sunday night, I said we're 2-1 in February. We talked about February being a clean slate. Let's see if we can make a little move here in February.
I want to make the analogy to the Energizer Bunny, but it doesn't seem appropriate. So we'll call him the Energizer Rebounder. John Mooney, his 15th double-double, 11 points, 14 rebounds against Tech, got hammered twice early and got no call. I know Zach Hillisland brought it up, and I agree. He may be the most unrespected leading rebounder in ACC history, but nothing seems to stop him. I've asked Coach this a lot. Did you see this coming from John Mooney?
Honestly, yes. Ever since he came in on the campus for his official visit and he played pickup with us, you could really see his overall game. He's not just like a post guy or a three-point shooter. He really has the ability to get you in the air with that three-point pump fake and get to the rim and all that. And his just tenacious ability to go after the ball when he's rebounding, it's amazing. It's kind of reminiscent a little bit of Bonzie Colson, because Bonzie used to steal a lot of rebounds from me. I should have been averaging a lot more, but that's the kind of mentality you need to have when you're a great rebounder. And I think he really has that. And he's really strong with the ball when he comes down with it too. So he's one of those guys, when he goes up and gets the board, at least is it around there, you're confident that he's going to come down with it and we're going to have that possession. And
you coach that. You tell him, do not give them up even to your teammates. If you can get it, you take it.
You never share rebounds. Be a greedy rebounder. You never share a rebound. You go get every one of them. And if you elbow one of your teammates in the side of the head getting another one, that's just the way it goes.
Irish fans experience all the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell your tickets. Vivid Seats helps you see more and sit closer all season long at vividseats.com/UND. Questions for Coach and Rex coming up right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends at TireRack.com.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold-out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
At St. Joseph Health System, every hand held, every story told, every tear shed, smile shared, and spirit lifted stays in our hearts forever. We're blessed because every day we get to make a difference in people's lives. To learn more, visit sjmed.com. St. Joseph Health System. We are called to care for you.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. And before we get to the questions, the ACC announced the future men's basketball opponents for the next three seasons.
I need a drink.
I figured you would need a drink.
I need a drink.
There will be 20 games beginning next year. I'll just go through them quick for just next season. Repeat opponents for Notre Dame next year: Boston College, Georgia Tech, Florida State, North Carolina, Syracuse, and Wake Forest. At home only, Louisville, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Virginia Tech. And, gee, this is an easy away-only slate: Clemson, Duke, NC State, and Virginia. And you open the season, we already know Notre Dame will open on the road against an ACC opponent. It can't be Duke for reasons we can't disclose, but it can be any of the other ones.
Well, what it will be is it'll be one of our repeat opponents.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that. We know
that we will play the 7 ACC games. We are definitely on the road.
Let's make it be Syracuse.
And we're going to play on that Wednesday, but we just don't know where, and it's going to be a repeat opponent. Obviously, our 2 permanent repeat opponents stay the same: Georgia Tech and Boston College. Let me give you a stat. We have played. We have played against those guys now for 6 years, and that is how many games would that be?
I think you're 19-6.
19-5.
Okay.
We are 19-5 against Boston College and Georgia Tech. Nobody else. Duke has a chance to be 19-5 against their permanent repeats, which is North Carolina and Wake, and then everybody else is like 4. So we. Yeah, of course, we haven't lost to Boston College.
That's kind of like, is that what you miss about conference play? Because one thing your teams have always been good about is learning an opponent and then executing a game plan against them to perfection.
And that's the neat thing about, you're going to have more repeat opponents. You're getting back to, it's never going to be a true round robin again like it was in the old days because there's too many teams. But we do have, more repeats. And the league games will start earlier next year. We'll open the season with a league game. That will not happen the following season, but we'll play 2 before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And, it's the league's hard enough at 18 league games, and so I think you have to be smart about your non-league schedule, which we'll try and be smart with too. But, I mean, it's an amazing league, and you've got the ACC network coming online, so more inventory, more games. If they're not on the national ESPN or CBS, the ACC network will pick them up.
Do you like more conference games?
Honestly, I do, because it's just more competition. Obviously, you get to play against some, I don't want to necessarily say better teams, but you get to play against the ACC. And especially me getting an extra year, I get to really enjoy my final season knowing that I'm getting the most out of it, not only in the conference play, but also, our new facility and everything. So I'm really excited for these. And then we have our own new ACC network coming out next year, right?
Yes.
So that should be really fun, especially for all the fans that can follow us. And so the ACC is just going to be even more crazy next year.
Gary Rivers from Mishawaka, his question is related to this. With the ACC going to a 20-game conference schedule next season, how will that affect the non-conference schedule?
Well, I mean, we still want to challenge ourselves. You're going to always play an ACC Big Ten opponent. So next year we'll be on the road for the ACC Big Ten. We have UCLA coming back to us. We want to start another home and home. I'd love to try and get something started with Georgetown because we don't have a game in D.C. anymore since Maryland and Georgetown are not in our league.
And it's a great recruiting area.
It's a good area for us. Yeah, we've recruited well there. So that's one. I think the future of the Crossroads is very much up in the air after 2021. I think everybody is looking for the Big Ten teams, that is, which is Purdue and Indiana and us, because we're going to 20 league games. They're in 20 league games this year. Because there's 20, there's been talk of having some more flexibility. And I kind of agree with that. Like, we already play an ACC Big Ten challenge. I don't want to play the Big Ten all the time in our non-league. UCLA, Georgetown, maybe a Kentucky, back to a Villanova, a Kansas. We need to mix that up a little bit. So that'll be interesting what happens there. You're always going to have your exempt events. Now, we're going to do another one at home where we play all four at home again, and then we're back in the Legends Classic in 2 years where we play 2 at home and 2 in Barclays in Brooklyn. We're in Maui. We're back in Maui when this freshman class are seniors. We're back in the Maui Classic. So we're going to rotate back into those. But, when you go 20 league games, you got to be smart about what you're scheduling in the non-league. You don't bury yourself either.
Jerry List is here with a simple question. How was practice this week?
We had a great week. We've won 2 of our last 3. We bounced back and had a good win here. And by the way, our crowd was great the other night. And they've been great with us all year. They have really supported us. They know we need us. Students been out there. But we've had good energy, and you know how it is when you're winning, guys are feeling a little better about themselves and their confidence is up.
Melchizedek Lukowitz is here from Fort Worth, Texas. I hope I said that correctly.
Wow.
We'd just like to know who your Final Four picks are right now.
I don't know. We have 2 1 seeds in our league, which, we saw up close and personal here a couple weeks ago, Virginia and Duke, and they were hard for us to handle. They're at a whole nother level right now. We got to deal with Virginia on Saturday. But those 2 teams in our league are playing through the roof.
Rex, your thoughts?
My mindset always during the season, even if I'm not playing, is more so I'm just concentrated on our team. Yeah, I'll watch some games in the ACC just to see, future opponents, potential opponents and all that. But realistically, obviously, Virginia and Duke. But he just said there's 2 1 seeds in our league. But I think there's only going to be 1 after Saturday because we're going to knock Virginia off.
Let's do that.
That's terrific. Brandon Liss is here, Coach. What can you take from the last game against Virginia that can help you this game?
Well, I think we have to start a different way. If I had to do it all over again, we didn't have Prentice on the floor with TJ, and Prentice wasn't playing as well then, and we were trying to kind of
shake things up.
Yeah, just send a message to him a little bit. You can't have everything. You got to deliver, but not having him on the floor to handle the ball against that defense and make some decisions. And certainly Nick was not in the starting lineup, and Nick has been a slasher and a driver. And I just think, we made a run in the second half and cut it to 12 when we got out in transition and we got some stops and we got down the floor. And that's when we can do that against anybody, that helps us.
You've always had a system. Coach K called it a program. There are teams and programs, a way of doing things, and it has always been anchored in being old, all the way from the team you inherited, bringing Danny Miller in early to be old. This year, you were not old. You lost old right across there. So you've had to use so many young guys trying to adjust to the game and learn the system. And Demetrius Jackson, I think, is the best local example recently, how much he struggled that first year before he went on and is now playing professionally. How hard's it been for you to try to pull this off in the toughest league in the country with such a young team?
Well, it's an amazing challenge. And I told our guys after, on New Year's, it was maybe a couple days, end of December, I said, what's coming at us? And him down and Robbie's down and this is the biggest challenge of our basketball lives for any of us, including me. And I've been in the business a while. this is really going to be hard. And I said, let's let it rip and let's go for it and have each other's back and hang in there. And this group has, man. They've hung in. They have each other's back. But January was tough. And you
lost a bunch of close games too.
We
really
competed.
Competitive.
We couldn't finish. You know, we could play. We could play you for about 35 minutes and we couldn't finish it. So we have finished 2 of the last 3. And you feel good about that. And, what a great challenge on Saturday. And I know our guys, it's the one game this year that we hung our heads a little bit and felt sorry for ourselves. And, again, Virginia is really good, and they do that to a lot of people. And I feel we want to redeem ourselves a little bit because of that afternoon here.
And you got 7 games left, and you include the media poll, all the guidebooks they have out there. You guys are picked 8th or 9th by just about everybody. Right now, you're tied for 10th. That's not the goal, but with all the adversity, and you do have a bunch of very winnable games coming.
Now we do. I told him the other night after the Georgia Tech game. I said, "Do you remember what I said to you right before the Boston College game at home when we had 6 guys?" I said, "Let's just be a great story. Let's win with 6 guys." And I said, now let's think about the rest of the game. How about let's be a great story? Let's come out of nowhere. Last year's team came out of nowhere to get into the bracket.
For 4 or 5 hours.
You
were in.
We were off everybody's radar like we are now. And all of a sudden, in Brooklyn, it's like, wait a minute, they're on the bubble. They're in. They could be in this thing. So that's what's, the like you say, good news is, good and bad news, you play in the ACC. But, January is, wow, bad news is we were in the ACC. Good news is you always have, hey, there's a Virginia opportunity. There's a Florida State opportunity coming. There's a Louisville opportunity coming, But, you got to beat Wake Forest. You got to do that stuff. So there's opportunities to make this thing interesting.
Rosemary Desinski from Mishawaka, season ticket holder. It's for Coach. I'm going to ask you first. Would you like to see the NCAA tournament go to home court sites for the first 2 rounds like the women's tournaments? They used to do that because Notre Dame played Carolina here with David Rivers the last time they hosted, and David actually dribbled off his knee out of bounds in the last minute, and Notre Dame had the lead. Digger was still here
on St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. That wasn't good. Would you like to play tournament games at home?
Obviously, it would be a pretty cool thing for everyone involved with Notre Dame or whoever the home court advantage is for. But realistically, just being into NCAA tournaments, just the whole aura of going to a different place, of playing in a pro arena, and then just not knowing really what you're going to get and walking out there is something that I feel like I don't want the NCAA to take away from the players, because it's a really special moment. Because if you go into the first round, you play 2 games at home, and you lose one of them, you're not really going to get that experience of going to play in
an interesting
home.
take.
I just remember going to Barclays my freshman year, and it was just like this whole, everything was such a spectacle to me. So I feel like that wouldn't be the best thing for NCAA for men's anyways, but it could be a possibility if enough people get behind it.
Your take?
Yeah, I don't think
it'll never happen again.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever change. Obviously, the women do that, but again, the NCAA tournament. March Madness pays 98% of the NCAA tournament budget. It is, and it's an unbelievable cash cow, for better or worse. And so the format of these pods and neutral sites and NBA arenas, I think the format will stay the same.
Well, the women do it to sell tickets for the first 2 rounds. And the pod system was set up to sell tickets because you remember when you got Notre Dame back into it your first year, nobody showed up in Kansas City because there were no teams in that region from the area. And that was one of the things that triggered now you go someplace closer to home, but there would be such an uproar if a team got a home court advantage.
Yeah, I just don't see it ever happening. And the one thing is, one thing to remember, remember when we played Old Dominion at 11:30 Central Time
in New Orleans,
and there wasn't many people there. But the one thing to remember, if there's no one they can talk about attendance, that big check from CBS is still coming and paying a lot. That thing's paying a lot of bills.
Last question for Coach from Doug Buell right here, season ticket holder. Great to see Gibbs have a breakout game the other night. This team is maturing quickly. Are you happy with their progress? And when Gibbs has a game like he did, how does this affect the other players?
Yeah, I think it I think all our guys were happy for TJ because he's led and tried to help all the young guys, so they were truly excited for him. And I've been really pleased how coachable the group is. They come in every day. We've tried tweaking things, and we're going to try this, and they're very receptive to that, and they work. You know, the one thing about the program, part of the culture has been guys that are gym rats, and even on the off day, which is Tuesday, guys are in doing stuff, getting in with our strength guy. You know, the only guy I didn't want in there is Mooney because he needs rest, and I think he's learned to get his rest.
Junior Nick Jogo will join us right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by TireRack.com.
Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Troyer Carpets, your family-owned local flooring retailer, is the proud partner of Shaw Floors, the industry leader in flooring products for more than 40 years. Troyer Carpets offers exceptional carpets, hardwood, laminate, tile, stone, waterproof vinyl products, and more. Check them out at TroyerCarpets.com and call for a free estimate today. Don't forget to visit their state-of-the-art showroom and 10,000 square foot warehouse in Goshen, filled with in-stock deals that you simply do not want to miss. Go blue and gold!
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee or visit GulfstreamCoach.com.
Escape to Four Winds Casino South Bend, featuring delectable dining such as award-winning Copper Rock Steakhouse and Kankakee Grill, where you can enjoy comfort foods with a modern twist. With daily food and drink specials, entertainment on weekends, 1,600 games, and a new poker room. You'll find just what you're looking for on your entertainment escape. Four Winds Casino South Bend. Dining, gaming, and fun. Visit fourwindscasino.com to learn more.
Hey Irish fans, tune in as the Notre Dame hockey team defends their Big Ten regular season and tournament titles with an eye on their third consecutive trip to the Frozen Four.
Right point Dello, left side peak, left circle, takes a shot, they score! Morrison tipped it in!
That's Notre Dame hockey, heard only on our sister station Z94.3. Notre Dame hockey is brought to you by Kirk Outdoor Living, Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, Hearth and Home, the Food Bank of Northern Indiana, Leck Leitner Door, and Edward Jones.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. Please welcome junior guard Nick Jogo. But remember, he has 2 full years of eligibility remaining after this. 21 points, career high against BC to kind of start to turn this thing around.
Absolutely. Just, amazing there. But, Nick's, it's his 3rd year in our program. He knows how to play. He's got a great feel for the game. The ball moves well when he's out there. He's an underrated defender with his size and length, and he's a heck of a defensive rebounder. And, for him, he's had a great attitude all year. I respect him a lot. Some of the younger guys were playing the minutes early, and he was a bit of the odd man out, but he kept hanging in there. He wasn't happy about it, which he shouldn't be because he's a competitor. And then when he's asked to deliver, he's been delivering for us. So I'm really thrilled for him, and he deserves it.
We duck nothing on this show. You had a lot of opportunities last year and didn't play as well as you wanted to. I know, Coach, you really wanted to play at Carolina. You wanted to play so bad. You went out and you traveled twice and couldn't let you play.
One was a bad.
Well, one was a bad call. Yeah, I agree. But
anyways,
we debated it back and forth because Zach and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But you were playing so quick. It was a bad travel. But we wanted to be out there and almost bouncing off the walls. And you have suddenly, since then, you've harnessed the energy in a positive way so that it's still there, but it's under control. What have you done?
Just basically kind of trying to really, really slow down when I'm playing because, like you said, it's kind of evident sometimes that I get sped up, and it's just like it was just a habit I had when I started playing here and playing at the different level, quicker guys, and I just everything was so exciting, and it kind of got ahead of me sometimes. But especially as of late, I just kind of really try to focus that energy in slowing down, making the right plays, and doing the right thing at a much slower pace.
You also said you started to meditate. How does that help?
Like pregame, when we're doing our little stretches and stuff, sometimes I go away from everyone back in the locker room, and I just kind of sit to myself and slow down and just think about the game and think about what I'm about to do, and kind of really lets me focus before I start warming up and keying in on the game.
I'm assuming from the fist bump that you meditate as well?
Yeah, a little bit. It's something that my family's really gotten into, especially as of late with everything going on with my mother, but definitely one of those type of things. Like, I see a lot of me and Nick because when I first came into the program, I was super fast in everything I try to do. He understood all of that, but like the things that I see really well that he's been doing to kind of calm himself down is that he's defending really hard and he's going for those defensive rebounds really hard. And I think that really calms him down a little bit when it comes to the offensive end, and he's really been able to kind of keep that all together, and now he's being able to play at the pace that he wants to.
Now, your freshman year, I don't even remember this, but I asked you how do you describe yourself, and he told me that he was the Swiss Army knife because he does so many things well. Would you agree with that, Rex?
Yeah, I agree with that. He's always shown it every day in practice. He's always being active on all ends. He had the difficult situation coming in where we didn't really have another point guard playing for the blue team against the white team in practice, and he had to take over those responsibilities. And I think he really learned and grew tremendously during that time in his decision making and everything like that. So I think this is the time where he's really going to take a huge step in his game.
How comfortable are you with your game right now?
I'm much more comfortable than I was a year ago from now. But, I still feel like I have a lot of strides to make and what I can do in game. And, it's just going to be a process and trusting it all. And like you said, I still have 2 years, and there's still plenty of time to grow. So I'm happy with the progress I've made, but there's still much more to do.
Big deal back in your hometown up in Hamilton, Ontario, that you are playing at Notre Dame. And I know you really embrace that. You feel it's not just you representing Nick Jogo or the Jogo family. You believe that you're representing a very important university. You always keep that in your mind every time you're on the floor.
Yeah, of course. It's just, it's not about you. It's about who you represent. And this university represents something greater than all of us. And me having the opportunity from Canada, which many people don't have, to be able to play at a school like this, not only play, but get an education from a place like this and just, do as much as I can for my family, just really means a lot to me. And, I'm grateful to have this opportunity.
Coach, you recruited him in person, but you didn't really go there to look at him. You went to look at a guy named Thon Maker, but somebody jumped out when you were looking at him.
The heck with Thon Maker. The heck with him.
It's in the G League, right?
And a great story. A great story is, we were up there, and Coach Solomon and I, we're watching the workout, and he just kind of is growing on you, and he gets his head split. He gets an elbow and his head splits, and he goes back in the locker room. And I told Coach Solomon, I said, I'm going to talk to him. And, the coach said, well, this is kind of who's recruiting him. So I go over and sit down with him on the bleacher, and he comes out, and the trainer must have left. And and I want you to picture this as a roll of toilet paper. And so there was nothing to stop the bleeding. So he and I are having a conversation. He's got a roll of toilet paper right in the middle of his forehead. And I'm saying now, you know about our Mendoza Business School. Yeah, yes, Coach. Yes. I've researched it.
Losing blood.
That was he's got just a full roll of toilet paper stopping the bleeding. And he was visiting Northeastern. And I said, don't do anything crazy because I want you to visit next weekend. And it worked out great. And he has been a great investment in our Mendoza School and getting better and a gym rat and there's a lot to work with there. He's got a great physical package that not a lot of guys are blessed with, and a lot to work with. And like you said, he's got 2 full seasons left after this.
And we don't have enough time on the show to run down the list of guys who have struggled a bit, as almost all college players do, and then have blossomed in the 18 months before they graduate. But it requires some patience.
It does, and we've been fortunate, and it's not easy. It is not easy. Many of those guys, that our fans remember watching that maybe didn't get a big bite of the apple playing time-wise till sophomore or junior year, they had tough times, and they thought, well, maybe I should transfer. and you spend time with them, and the assistants spend time with them, and you try and – but what's helped us is they've seen what's come before them. They've seen guys – okay, that did happen, that didn't, and now he's starting and having a great junior year. And we've had a lot of that. And so that what's come before him has helped me show them there's a plan. If you hang in there, we really don't recruit over you. We invest in you, and we try and get you better, or we'll redshirt you if we let's just keep working on this thing, because we feel we got a lot to work with, and he certainly is he's a young prospect still with 2 full seasons left.
And what came before, you've also seen a couple of guys say, you know what, I'm not playing now, and I'm out of here. And they'll remain nameless. Like, you got to do what's best for you. But both of those guys would have had tremendous opportunities, unforeseen when they made their decision, had they stayed. What has made you – I have never heard a whiff that Nick Jogo's thinking of going somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a man of commitment outside of basketball with basketball. And, I said when I came here that I was going to, play at Notre Dame and finish out my career at Notre Dame. And partly it's because, I know I can play well. And I know it's not like I'm, going to practice every day getting killed and just like, I don't belong here. That's not the case. I still remain confident. And I just know that I'm going to have chances and opportunities to continue to prove myself. And that kind of continues to drive me and, takes away the idea of transferring really out of my mind. And
you're in the Mendoza College of Business, Management Consulting major. How is that going?
It's good. Sophomore year was really tough, kind of drowned in all different kind of classes, finance, accounting, and whatnot. But now with my junior year, we're really starting to specify into our major classes for management consulting, and it's been interesting. It's much easier to sit in the classes and listen when it's something you're learning that you actually want to do when you're older, and it helps a lot when it comes to studying and just kind of paying attention.
Just the word accounting gives me a headache. That's why I hire other people to do it. So it's a good profession to be in. When we come back, maybe I'll have you two guys run the fast break. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, right after this timeout on the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House.
The only time you contact your insurance company is when something bad happens. But at West Bend, we try to make sure your worst day is not so bad after all. If your area is affected by extreme weather, our storm response team will be on the scene quickly with Responder, our state-of-the-art office on wheels. And you can easily report claims to us 24 hours a day, toll-free. That's what we mean when we say the worst brings out our best. To find out more about West Bend, go to thesilverlining.com.
When the lane's packed on the court, you go to the open player. When the lane's packed on the highway, you go to ProPilot Assist, the 2019 Nissan Rogue. Now with available Nissan intelligent mobility technologies like ProPilot Assist that can start and stop in highway traffic all on its own. Nissan Rogue for the win. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. ProPilot Assist is an available feature and cannot prevent collisions. Always monitor traffic conditions. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. See owner's manual for safety information.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
The two most recognized names in orthopedic and sports medicine have teamed up to form Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance. South Bend Orthopedics and OSMC are now Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance, offering patients access to more than 40 physicians in 7 state-of-the-art locations with no referral required. As one entity, they will collaborate with a broader group, sharing experiences and ideas so you'll receive the best care possible. Although Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance is a new name, they're still committed to the community they've served for over 70 years. For more information, visit ascendantortho.org.
If your superpower is making pizza disappear, then you've got to try Papa John's new Italian Hero Pizza. Featuring a creamy Italian sauce covered with epic portions of pepperoni, salami, Roma tomatoes, onions, banana peppers, and topped with 4 delicious cheeses. It's like an Italian Hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large Italian Hero Pizza for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee extra.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show. Tire Rack is the presenting sponsor of the Mike Brey Radio Show, and like the Irish, knows a thing or two about passion and performance. Their on-site test track is their practice court, and they've got a playbook that includes precisely what you need. Get your tires right at TireRack.com, the way tires buying should be. There are 4 people up here, and one of us is in charge of timing the show. And we're having such a good job, we're running out of time. So we're going to give Rex 2 minutes, take a break, see how much time we have left, come back, let Rex do a little bit more, take another break, and then get out of the show. So ready, go.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Drake.
Who is your role model?
My father.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you.
I have a passion for cooking.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Panthers or Cougars?
Cougars.
Favorite sport to play other than basketball?
Soccer.
Favorite part of practice?
Kills.
Best part of your game?
Actually, as of lately, my defense.
Love that. Part of your game you need to work on?
Consistently shooting the ball well.
Best Fortnite player on the team?
Me.
City or place in the world you would like to visit?
Santorini, Greece.
Ooh, I love that. Which is better, a highlight film dunk, blocking a key shot, or grabbing a big rebound?
I feel like Coach would want me to say rebound, but dunk.
Yeah.
Dunk.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
On to the next one.
Yep.
On to the next one.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey?
I'll say the easier answer, Belanis.
Toughest place to play in the ACC?
Duke.
Player on the team most like you?
Most like Mooney. Mooney or Nelligan's the second, but we're pretty much the same.
Best nickname on the team and who has it?
Doback, Robbie Carmody.
Player on the team who will surprise fans the most this season? Oh, that's a whole question.
This season, I think Prentice still has a lot to prove, and he's a good player.
Best player to room with on the road?
Mooney.
Wow. Toughest Notre Dame player to guard?
Toughest Notre Dame player to guard.
We were roommates.
All right, Rex. We'll give him Rex. Actually, no, Juwan. He's too tall for all of us.
Best defender on the team?
With a healthy ACL, Rex Pfluger.
Oh. Best leaper on the team?
Robbie.
Best dunker on the team?
Honestly, me. I get a lot of dunks.
You're a pretty good dunker.
Yeah.
Best dresser on the team?
Me.
Pause. No. Best singer on the team?
But none of us really sing. Actually, I've heard Juwan sing in his room sometimes, and he has a pretty good voice.
Well, you buy his room. Best comedian on the team?
Prentice, by far.
Yeah, really. Ooh, I like it. Beard growing competition. Who wins? You or Coach Brey?
I mean,
he's a real deal.
He's got a nice beard. I don't know.
The fast break, run the way it's supposed to be run. Back with more after this.
Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Looking for a cool way to get a new air conditioning and heating system without breaking the bank? The Advantage program from BW Cook Service Experts gets you high-quality AC and heating equipment for one low monthly rate. There's no money down, never a charge for repairs, and seasonal tune-ups are free. Right now, get a new home comfort system as low as $99 a month and no additional charges ever. Call BW Cook Service Experts today at 866-EXPERTS or visit bwcook.com.
For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee or visit GulfstreamCoach.com.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
All right, back to the Mike Brey Radio Show. There seemed to be a rift that appeared there briefly when you asked him best person to room with on the road, and he said Mooney, and apparently he's roomed with you. So what happened here?
Well, first of all, I think we had great chemistry
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
road because we went to the bed at the same time. We both understood each other's privacies and everything. And I've heard some things about Mooney. He's kind of a stinky roommate. So realistically, I thought I was a pretty clean guy.
There's three main things about having a good roommate: going to bed at the same time, whether or not they FaceTime out loud or with headphones in.
All right.
And how long showers they take. Those
Okay.
Those are
your three criteria.
I'm perfect. What do you mean?
He was good. He was good.
We need to put that in a handbook.
Yeah,
that's
those
pretty
three
good.
things.
But why is Mooney better?
I mean, he's not he's not better.
Just
the
the
spot.
hate.
Yeah, so Brex and Mooney are both great roommates.
All right, that's a good way to end
I don't
this
wanna take
segment.
that.
We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
This isn't just any Wi-Fi. It's the best in-home Wi-Fi experience to stream the most free shows on any device. It's how Xfinity makes life simple, easy, awesome.
Xfinity delivers fast speeds and the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Perfect for streaming your favorites. Access the most free shows and movies, and even your DVR recordings on any device with the Xfinity Stream app. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
Coach, I know you're just dying to talk, but we have these two experts here. So let's have them break down what they need to do on Saturday. You'll, of course, assistant coach. But so assistant coach Pfluger, what do you need to do to beat Virginia?
Honestly, I think what was lacking mostly during the Virginia game this past one we played was our intensity level. And when we came out, we did come a little flat, and we almost felt like we were playing defeated. So I think our mentality coming right out the gate is going to be something, and also kind of keeping it consistent throughout the game. Because we have a great team that's able to penetrate and get open shots for every single person. So I think the best thing to do is just kind of play our game but play hard.
Against that defense, you got to be patient. What else?
Yeah, same thing. The biggest key that we all touched on was being able to compete, and doing that for 40 minutes is playing your hardest. Defensively, I think we can do some things on Saturday to really kind of mess up their rhythm. And then offensively, just staying confident, finding each other, and knocking down shots, and that's all we can hope for.
Wow, not because I do it for a living, but being able to communicate is a huge life skill. You recruit for this?
No, I was going to say, though, how about the guys I get to coach?
Unbelievable.
Is this unbelievable? These are Notre Dame men, man. It's awesome. These are class acts and winners in life and big-time guys. That's why I love coaching here. These are the kind of guys I'm around every day.
I have never felt so good to be proven unnecessary. Guys, thank you very much. Great job tonight. 3 more shows the next 3 Thursdays. See you then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming out. Good night and go Irish.